In this video, we're going to be covering who should have a child theme, how to set up a child theme, and why doing so will save you a whole lot of time. First, if you never mess with customizing your WordPress theme, even just a little bit, then you probably do not need a child theme. If, however, you're kind of like me and you want to edit the footer or the sidebar width or the font color or style, or frankly anything about the theme, then you should have a child theme, because it's always a good idea to keep your site updated with the latest upgrades to your plugins, your actual WordPress site, and your themes. For example, when a security issue or a bug is discovered in any of those three items, the creators of those items make a fix and call it an update. Now, if you do not update your affected item, then you are potentially exposing your site to the same problem they've already fixed. Now, there are a few exceptions as to why you might want to hold off and not upgrade right away, but for the most part, upgrading is a good thing. Now, for people like me that just gotta make changes to things like the layout of the theme, when I do an upgrade, my customizations are totally wiped out and I have to go into the code and make those changes each and every time. That's where the child theme comes into play. No pun intended. With the child theme, all my customizations remain intact and my site is getting the benefits of the upgrades. For additional information on creating child themes, let's head on over to wordpress.org, codex.wordpress.org/child_themes. Don't forget the capitalization there as well. And this is going to enlighten you on some of the items that I'm not going to be covering in this particular video, but I'm going to be referring to this here in just a minute as well. So you may want to bookmark this for future reference. Now, by me showing you how to create a child theme, you will probably understand better how it works. So let's go ahead and get to it. Let's go ahead and pretend that I'm actually as organized as I say that I am, and that I have a folder on my computer titled Customizations, like so. In this folder, I've got the folders named for the themes I customize and folders containing these themes' children's. For example, in this case, I've got the 2010 theme. That's the default theme that comes with your WordPress install from version 3 point whatever. And this is going to be my child theme of that 2010 theme. A couple of things you got to keep in mind to make the child theme actually function properly. Number one, it has to contain at the very least the CSS file from the parent theme. That's the style.css in this case. And it's got to be located in the same directory. Pretty much it's got to hang out right next to the parents. I know it's no fun for the kids, but that's just the way it's got to be for the child theme to work. So let's go ahead and open this up. You can see it's totally empty. Now, to make this a functioning child theme, at the very least, we have to have, and this is the parent theme. This is intact, unchanged. Basically, I just copied this over from my WordPress site. But I need this style.css. That's a cascading style sheet right here. I need this as a very minimum, but I'm also going to go ahead and snag the screenshot here as well, because this is going to show up in the themes page of our WordPress dashboard. Let's go ahead and select that as well. Right click and copy these guys. Head them back over to the kitty theme and paste it in there. So technically now this is a child theme. It's not going to work because we also have to tweak the header of the style sheet. Let's go ahead and open this up, and I'm going to open it with Edit Plus. This is the header part here that has to be tweaked before the WordPress site will recognize this as a child rather than mistaking it for a parent and just kind of conflicting and it basically not working at all. So to get the goods that we need to put in here in place of what is already here, let's head on back to the wordpress.org site and scroll on down here. They give us something to work with right here. Here's an example information header of a child's themes style.css. I'm just going to copy this and paste it in our file. Oh, there we go. Overwriting the goods right here, right now. Okay. And it gives you some more details on that WordPress.org site as to what all this stuff is for. But basically, you got two things in here that actually have to be here, and that is the theme name and the template. This is saying where it's going to be pulling all the stuff from, so you can refer back to that page in wordpress.org as to what all this stuff means. But basically, just for the sake of example, I'm going to change this. Again, this is optional, so this can be anything. Description, again, can be anything. Your name here can be anything, and that too can be anything, but this has got to remain, and this is anything you want. So let's go ahead and save this. Now then, let's upload these two files. Actually, we're going to upload the entire directory into the themes directory of our WordPress site. And to do that, I'm going to use my FTP client. I've already logged in. And here is the desktop. Here's the WordPress site. Let's navigate to the location where my themes are at. That's in the WP-content. Open that up here, open up themes. And you can see the only one that I've got in there now is the default 2010 theme. I just want to upload this guy here. And since there's not a lot in there, it's not going to take very long. Boom, done. Okay, so let's get this guy out of here for now. Get this guy out of here. And let's open up our WordPress site. Into the dashboard we go. Click on themes. And here we will now see the default theme right here, the one that is being shown here. Which, by the way, if we see, everything is intact here. Got the footer, got the header. Everything is as it normally is with the default theme. Now then, let's go ahead, and here's the child theme. As you can see here, the adjustments that I made, the 2.9 versus the 0.1.0, your name here, and you can see down here in the status bar, if we hover over this, that would be the URL attached to this link. And this can come in handy if, for example, you're selling or you're doing work for somebody else and you want to advertise your site, for future reference, whatever. That's one thing you can use with this. Let's go and activate this. And come on back here to and remember what's in that child theme folder? Nothing, nada. Oh, except the image. That's the screen image that I put in there too, by the way. But the only thing besides the image is the style.css. So let's see how that affects our WordPress site. Absolutely nothing. Well, pretty much anyway. I believe this was a little bit bigger in the header text area up here. But everything else is pretty much the same. I mean, it is exactly the same. Nothing has changed. But if we make some customizations and add those into that folder of our child theme, then we're going to see where the magic happens. So let's go ahead and do that now. Now, here's a couple of files that I've messed around with, the style.css and the footer.php. And that's another cool thing, is that you can pull in all these PHP files into your child theme as well. They will take over the functions of their counterpart on the parent theme. So basically these guys are going to come first. So if you have some customizations to the footer.php in your child theme and you do not have those customizations in the footer.php file in your parent theme, well, the child theme footer.php will override the parent theme. So that's pretty cool in and of itself. And well, let me just pull this in here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Yes, we want to overwrite that. Now, we really don't need this backup of the style theme, so we're going to delete that now. If for some reason you mess up the customization of your footer.php or whatever other file you have in here, with the exception of the style.css, and that breaks your theme, all you have to do is delete that file that's in here, and that counterpart file in the parents directory, the footer.php, for example, in the parent folder, will take over, because there would then be no footer, no screwed up footer.php file in the child directory. Hopefully that's making sense. Anyway, if nothing else, once you get to doing this, then the clouds will part and you'll see just how clear this is. So that being said, I've got the customized files in here now. Let's head on back over to the site and let's just refresh. And you can see how this was kind of taken away just a little bit up at the header. Now if we come on down here, the only thing that I changed was the actual width of the sidebar. That was in the CSS part, and the footer. I changed this over here and this over here, where I've got the copyright and a full date, meaning that I never have to come back here and change the date on December 31st or January 1st anymore. Just a little code that I put in there. Anyway, that's a pretty cool item, but without the child theme, I always have to come in and add that again every time I update my WordPress site. Or if it's not the 2010 theme, any theme that you update. So now if we head on back over to the footer.php, and if we open this up, and let's say I'm messing around with this and I screw something up by accidentally deleting all this stuff, or whatever my mistake was. I just messed something up here. Like this guy here. Let's go to that too. Really go to town on screwing this up. Now let's go ahead and save this. And we can close this out now. But we really screwed this guy up. We come on back to our site and we refresh the page to see all the good stuff that happened. Got the error messages all over the place. Okay, so all we have to do now is remember that we just simply get rid of that footer.php that's messed up in the child directory, and the parent directory's footer.php will then take over. So let's head on back into our FTP client and simply delete this guy. And our footer will be fixed. It won't have the customization, but the footer will be fixed. So let's come on back to the site. You see right there's the footer.php is where the error is. Of course, it also tells you it's with the child. Darn kids. Refresh the page. Footer's back to the way it was originally. How cool is that? So again, there's a lot more to this than just what I've covered in this video, but if you head on over to the WordPress.org site, there's a whole lot more information here that goes into detail on the right to left.css, that's the RTL, using the functions.php, that is pretty cool too, and anything else that you can customize in those PHP files, whether it's the header.php, the footer.php, anything of that nature. You can now do that with creating your own child theme and updating your files without the worry of having to come back and re-enter all that code once again, and still having a secure site with those updates. So that's going to bring us to the end of this video on creating a child theme. Thank you very much for watching. You have a great day.